well, we're in time still. Okay, so we're going with the third question of the test,
which is
the country with the most speakers, with the most Spanish speakers.
Okay. Now you have the red marker, and you have to grab it somewhere in the map.
And we actually gave you a clue, which is the countries that might be one of the countries with the most speakers in the world.
The country with the most, and it could be Spain, Mexico, Paraguay, Argentina, or the USA. Now you grab that little dot and put it wherever you think it is.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You can see that. Okay.
Okay, now let's show your three answers. So someone went for the United States, pretty close, but not exactly. Someone chose France.
And yeah, because Spain is a little bit more to the south.
Someone chose Bolivia.
Or Paraguay or Bolivia. Yes.
But the right answer is
okay. The country
Mexico.
Yes, Mexico, as we call it in Spanish, is the country with the most Spanish speakers. Okay.
Following with Colombia, Argentina, Spain, and United States is actually different now. It's not 41. I think this might be a little bit older.
Yeah.
Bueno, let's keep going. Now again, drag the icon.
So guess which Spanish-speaking country has the world's largest oil reserves? Okay, it can be either Panama, Chile, Venezuela, or Cuba.
And we are very certain that you guys know exactly where these four countries are in the world.
Might be a bit challenging, even for many Spanish speakers.
I'm seeing there. Oh, someone just joined. So we're gonna need to rewrite in the chat the message.
Yes.
So let's reopen the chat again. So for the person who just joined, please go to that link that we're sending here to be able to interact with the presentation. Now let's show the answers.
Yep, we can see the answers are very close. One chose Cuba, another one chose Colombia, I think. But
pretty close.
Very, very, very close. Vale? Basically, the right answer is Panama. No, it's not Panama. It's Venezuela.
Venezuela, the country with the largest oil reserves. It's next to Colombia, right there in the north of South America.
Followed very closely by Saudi Arabia, but
yeah,
actually it's the first one.
Okay, I see more people joining. If you're joining, again, let me please send you to the chat. Go to the chat and open that link to be able to join this presentation and interact with the questions with everybody else.
Exactly. We are doing this Hispanic culture quiz, okay? And we're answering some general questions in order to understand better the countries and the cultures that use this language.
And you're very welcome to participate. Okay, let's see the question number 5 already.
Exactly. Question 5. Which civilization founded the ancient city of Machu Picchu in Peru? So could be Maya, could be Aztec, could be Nahuatl, or Inca.
Sound to you. Nahuatl.
Yeah, I think it's a Nahuatl.
Then Aztec,
I think that sounds
Mexica, Inca, Maya. 3 students have answered. We still didn't get the new people to join. If you want to join, please follow the link in the chat box. Let's show the answers. There seems to be a consensus of...
Yeah, that Mayas are the ones that built Machu Picchu. Maybe they are the most famous, pre-Columbian.
Nobody wants to change it? You sure you don't want to change your minds?
1, 2...
Okay, so there is a consensus of
for the Mayas
for wrongness.
Okay,
as the right answer.
Actually,
is
yes,
the Incas.
The Inca culture, which covered a huge amount of territory between Peru and Central America, right? Yes, yes, yes.
Bueno, okay, let's keep going. Now, a little bit of art.
Yeah.
How well do you know modern art, 20th century art of Spanish-speaking countries?
Beautiful art.
So for this one, you have 4 points with 4 colors.
Yes.
Point number 1, it's Joan Miró. Point number 2 is Salvador Dalí. Number 3 in yellow is Frida Kahlo, and number 4 is Pablo Picasso. I want you to track these 4 points according to the painters. This amazing, beautiful art from the 20th century.
Because there are other many important classical artists that come from Spain and well, that have been super influential, but actually probably basically also modern art has been very influenced by Spanish-speaking artists.
Okay, someone is changing their minds. Okay, I'm gonna show you what your friends are doing, including yourself.
Okay.
Oh no, along. Sorry. This one here.
Do we have newcomers?
Yeah, someone has just joined. Please, if you just joined, follow the link that we are sending through the chat box to join this presentation.
Exactly. You can see if you want, but it's gonna be much more fun for you to participate actively and interact with us through the chat, through the per deck.
Now I can see here that you guys don't agree with each other.
Yes, yes, yes. So some people tell us that the painting with the 2 ladies up there on the left could be Joan Mirós
or Frida
Kahlo's. The one in the middle, some people say Joan Miró, the one with the naked ladies.
The girls from Avignon.
In the center. The Mademoiselle d'Avignon. And then
this surrealist dreamy painting using between Salvador Dalí and Pablo Picasso, and the one with the watches that seems to be Catalonia in the landscape. Frida Kahlo or Pablo Picasso. Okay, guys, anybody wants to change your mind? Last chance. Bueno, so the right answer is
the right answers.
Ta-tan.
Okay, so as you can see, the one with the ladies was Frida Kahlo.
Self-portrait.
One of probably the most famous Mexican painter of the 20th century. And then we have 3 Spaniards. We have Pablo Picasso, Joan Miró, and Salvador Dalí.
Also 3 of the most important painters of the 20th century. Pablo Picasso, many people, it's not because he's called like me, but many people think he's the best painter ever. And Joan Miró, very famous in surrealism as Salvador Dalí. Bueno, okay, good job. Let's keep going. This is a multiple choice question.
Exactly. So the medieval palace fortress of La Alhambra in Granada was built by the Arabs, the Vikings, the Greek, or the Romans. Romans.
Let's see.
We'll have 1 point for the Romans. 2 points.
Romans has 2 points. What do you think? How does it look like? This tower, these arcs there.
Okay. And the Romans have, as we have seen, Spain has been very influenced by the Romans.
I think with the Latin language, right?
From the language to, I mean, there's many monuments and constructions that they left in Spain.
But this is a trick question, isn't it, Martin?
Yeah, a little bit.
The right answer is?
The right answer is actually the Arabs. Maybe now you can see it more clearly in this photograph of one of the arcs in one of the doors in this beautiful palace. Okay.
It's considered one of the most beautiful Arab palaces in the world. It's located in Granada. Granada was a kingdom by itself until 1492, and it was during 800 years
was
dominated by the Arab civilization, Arab culture, and Arab kingdoms.
Because most of the Iberian Peninsula was actually conquered by the Arabs during
8th
centuries.
Oh, as long as 800 years.
Yes.
So it also influenced the language, the architecture, and the culture, definitely.
Yes. We recommend a visit to Granada.
Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Let's see how you know about sociology and civil activism.
Yes, and female leaders of the Hispanic world. We have, well, basically the question is, who is the American labor leader and civil rights activist who co-founded the National Farm Workers Association, which was very, very influential workers association that was founded in the 60s in America.
Well, put your hearts wherever you think. We have there Rigoberto Menchú, Michelle Bachelet, Silvia Rivera, y Dolores Huerta. Someone is choosing Dolores.
Maybe Silvia Rivera.
Maybe a mountain goat is right.
Yes.
Okay, so the right answer is Dolores.
Exacto. Dolores Huerta was the founder of this movement. And, well, she's also credited with being the creator of this slogan of Si se puede, which may ring a bell, well, may sound familiar to you, or similar to Yes We Can, which actually Obama borrowed from her.
It was a direct translation.
Yes. And the others were, I mean, Michelle Bachelet was a former president of Chile. Rigoberta Menchú was a Nobel Prize winner activist that fought for the rights of the indigenous people. And then Silvia Rivera was also an activist for the LGTB community.
We have hearts for all of them. Okay, let's go with the next question, number 9, a little bit of food. What is the basic ingredient of the Central American diet? What do you think, guys? It's olive oil, Iberico, Iberian pork, quinoa,
or corn? I love olive oil.
You're not certain? We're not taking out points for choosing, eh?
Yes. We're not taking names either.
Olive oil seems to be winning.
Okay.
Bueno.
Maybe
olive oil. I love olive oil.
Olive oil.
I really love it.
It's excellent.
And I'm from Spain. I really love olive oil.
But is it that common in Central America? In countries like Mexico, or Guatemala? I think we can check the answer.
Oh, the three of you, olive oil, eh? Well,
maize, actually, yes.
Corn.
Well, olive oil is very important in the Spanish-speaking culture, but more in the European side, in the Mediterranean area. It's the basis for the Mediterranean diet, and in Spain, we are constantly cooking everything with olive oil. But in Central America, that's not the most used oil. I think they use more like canola oil and other varieties. But the basis for the basic ingredient for the food, like you can see here, we have some photos of tacos. They're constantly eating things made with corn flour.
Yeah, which is also the key ingredient for the Inca civilization.
Yes.
And olive oil, on the other hand, is more Roman Empire. Iberian pork is also another product of Spain, and quinoa is also another American product. In fact, you might not know, but there is many fruits and vegetables that came only after the colonization and the interchange of products between the Europeans and the Americans, including some like tomato, corn, aguacate, avocado. Papai, chile and peppers, peanuts, potatoes, chocolate, tobacco.
So none of these were eaten anywhere else in the world before
1492.
before trading started with America.
Yeah. Hard to imagine life without those, eh?
Yeah, I cannot live without potatoes.
Chocolate.
Without papas.
Okay. Let's go with the next one.
Let's continue. So, what is a Mexican tradition that was inscribed in the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO and was portrayed in the recent Pixar movie Coco?
Nice movie,
Okay.
Coco.
Carnaval. Carnaval is certainly very...
San Fermín, Día de Muertos, Carnaval, o Fallas. The four of them are there in the photos.
Yes.
If you don't know, you can answer, as I tell my students, al tuntun. Al tuntun, randomly.
You can
close your eyes and click. Al tuntun. Okay.
Wild guess.
So,
interesting. We have
Mountain Goat is the name of one of you guys. I think chose wisely. Well, let's show your answers. They are quite divided. But the only right answer is Día de Muertos.
Día de Muertos, which is some people call Mexican Halloween. I don't. Basically, that's. But basically, because they are celebrated on the same day.
The same dates around.
Same dates.
In fact, Día de Muertos is happening tomorrow and the day after. I think second of
Yes. Basically, it's a festivity to honor the dead. Basically, in Mexico, they build these altars where they put a lot of food for their ancestors, and they honor their ancestors in a pretty similar way in which it's done in many countries in East Asia, also in Korea and in China. But well, in Mexico, they also have these very, very colorful decorations that they're actually very beautiful to watch.
And these venues are designs, like the ones you see there. The photo in the right is Carnaval, and below you have in the left the Fallas, which happens in Spain, and San Fermín, which is the biggest party also in Spain.
Yes, the running of the bulls is San Fermín. The Fallas is a celebration in which they make these gigantic statues of paper and wood, and then they burn them, which is also a lot of fun. And Carnaval is the one on top, right? There's many kinds of Carnaval because it's a religious celebration that it's celebrated in all the Catholic countries. But basically it's a party in which people wear disguises and they try to enjoy life as much as they can and sing, because afterwards they have to, Easter is coming, and therefore they will have an opportunity to clean their sins and so on. So it's also a lot of fun.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us. Okay. Bueno, let's keep going. Día de Muertos. We recommend the movie Coco. Very good. Another multiple choice name of a famous clothing brand from Spain. If you're into fashion, you will know this for sure.
Could be H&M or Gucci.
Gucci, Zara,
or
Benetton. H&M, Gucci, Zara, Benetton. What do you think? What is that clothes there, that shop?
I think that shop is in Central. It's actually it's a photograph of the shop that this brand has in Central in Hong Kong.
Central is a mall?
No, in the area of Central. It's actually in Queen's Road, I think. It's the shop in Queen's Road.
Okay.
I might be wrong. Yeah, maybe it's in Admiralty.
Okay, one of you chose Gucci and one Zara. Someone didn't decide. Too difficult, I guess. But the right answer is Zara.
Okay, so Zara, this really big company that belongs to an even bigger company called Inditex. It's I think it's the biggest company we have in Spain, no?
It's the biggest company in Spain. It's called Inditex.
yes.
The owner, Amancio Ortega, is considered the richest man not only in Spain, but maybe the third, fourth in the world, something like that.
Yes.
And he owns Zara, Bershka, Massimo Dutti, Pull &
Pull
Bear.
and Bear. Many of them are also available in Hong Kong.
Stradivarius, also Spanish, yeah. The creator of one of these, they call it
Fast fashion.
fast fashion, yeah, very important. Amancio Ortega. Okay, and let's keep going. There are multiple choice about TV. How much you like Netflix, guys? This one is, which one of these Netflix shows is produced in Mexico? They are all produced in Spanish-speaking countries, but only one of those is produced in Mexico.
There are shows that you can use to get acquainted with Spanish, or basically to learn Spanish, because there's so many movies and shows on Netflix that are actually where people speak Spanish. Even American shows, right? You like watching Narcos, or you will see, probably know that they're constantly speaking Spanish.
La Casa de las Flores, Élite. Oh, Money Heist, I didn't translate the name. It's La Casa de Papel.
La Casa de Papel, yes.
Las Chicas del Cable.
Money Heist.
Not produced, I mean, produced in Mexico, eh?
Yes. It's not produced in Spain, it's produced in Mexico. Okay. So the answer is La Casa de las Flores, okay? So exactly, the other three shows, they are also very popular, no? But this one is a Mexican show. The Netflix has been investing a lot of money. Both Netflix and HBO and certain platforms are producing a lot of shows in this, in Spain and in Mexico and other Spanish-speaking countries, because there is a huge market with so many countries, so many people that speak Spanish.
And we didn't mention that, but when we did, there is 21 countries that speak Spanish, but there is 500 million people speaking Spanish in the world. So with 500 million people, you have a great audience, right?
Yes.
So Élite, La Casa de Papel, and Cable Girls, Las Chicas del Cable, they are from Spain, in Europe, from Spain. Bueno, chicos. Next question.
I don't know why. There were some other photos on this slide. We've been trying to fix it, and I don't know why it doesn't show us the other ones. So,
Anyway,
what do Almodóvar, who's the white-haired guy, Cuarón, Iñárritu, Campanella, Trueba, García, and Del Toro have in common? So you have to choose, multiple choice. They all won the Nobel Prize in Literature. They all are Oscar-winning film directors. Are they members of the most famous Latino boy band, Locomia? Or are they the 7 of the most decorated Michelin star chefs? I think so. Yeah, maybe we're a bit tight with the time. So, okay, you have a minute to answer. Okay, but I think it's a right answer.
What do they look like? Nobel Prizes, Oscars, boy band? Boy band for people our age.
Yeah.
Or chefs. Do they look like chefs to you? Well, the right answer is movies. Oscar movies, Oscar-winning film directors.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you might not maybe be familiar with them, but Cuarón directed one of these Harry Potter movies.
And Gravity as well.
Gravity.
He's done some blockbuster movies, also The Children of Men. Very good science fiction movie, no?
And the movie Roma, which one's
and
many
Roma,
Oscars?
which is in Netflix, was produced by Netflix as well, and won many Oscars. And then also we have Guillermo del Toro, who's another Mexican director who made
some of the blockbusters, Topless, the Pan's Labyrinth,
and the something of water, The Shape of Water.
The Shape of the Water.
And the good Hellboy movies, not the last one. And then...
And in the bottom you have some movies from Spain that also
other very important movies that were
won Oscars from Spain, like Belle Époque or from the movies of Almodóvar.
Okay.
Bien, so a lot of cinema, a lot of Oscars. Let's move to the next one, the multiple choice. What is the name of the music genre of this music video that we're going to share with you? So we're sharing a screen.
Yes. The problem
is
that when you're...
New share.
New share.
New share. Yeah, share sound computer.
Yeah.
Share. And now we're going to play a little bit of music to you.
Not the happiest. So do you think this is flamenco, salsa, tango, or cumbia? Bueno,
los números pasó. Lo viene conmigo.
So this is the sound of bandoneon, which is kind of accordion.
Big accordion.
That they use that is the most iconic instrument for this
kind of music. It is not flamenco, sorry guys, or not cumbia. It is actually tango. Classic music from Argentina and Uruguay. The dancing is quite difficult, but very beautiful.
And there we had a photo of Astor Piazzolla, which is one of the greatest composer of tango or other kinds of music.
Astor Piazzolla. Very nice.
Argentinian guy with an Italian name, because there was a lot of people that emigrated to Argentina from Italy. So if you go to Argentina, you will see that the culture is so very influenced by Italian culture as well.
Flamenco, it's an art performance, music and dancing from Spain, South Spain mostly, also influenced by Arabic culture, right? Salsa is, there is a debate if it's either Cuban or from New York. But it's either Puerto Ricans or Cubans in New York.
There's certainly a strong Caribbean origin in it, because even if some people say it was born in New York, it was born in New York from immigrants from the Caribbean, from Cuba, Puerto Rico.
Tango, Argentinian, Uruguayan, and cumbia is Colombian, Peruvian.
Central American, mostly Colombian, but there's other countries where...
Cumbia is really trendy now in the form of electro cumbia, electronic cumbia in hipster environments in Europe.
Too difficult for me to dance.
Let's go with the next one. The next one is about this photo here. Which iconic church can you see in this image? You need to drag a little star to whatever choice you prefer. The Basilica of Aranzazu, Santiago Calatravas Nicholas National Shrine and Devoted Center in New York, Rafael Moneo's Jesu Church in San Sebastian, or Antoni Gaudí's Basílica de la Sagrada Familia in Barcelona.
They are all real buildings and they are all real architects
from Spanish-speaking countries.
So, what?
Yeah. Okay. One of you did great here.
Yes, we have one answer. The others might be still indecisive. Well, I think we can.
Okay, the answer.
Have a look at the right answer.
Okay, someone chose to, but Mr. Kangaroo.
Calatravas. Could be a little bit in his style. This photo.
The answer is La Sagrada Familia.
La Sagrada Familia, which is the icon of Barcelona. For many people, also an icon of Spain. No?
And definitely a representative of the style of the famous architect Antoni Gaudí, that designed many famous buildings in Barcelona.
Yeah, he's like one of the most famous modernist architects in the world as well.
Calatrava, Moneo, and Saint
de Ibiza,
they are
a bit
also
more modern.
very famous to modern architecture. Bueno, okay, let's go with the next one. 17 is only 22 questions, so 5 more.
Yes.
The next one is about literature. So let's see how much have you read Spanish-speaking literature. And it's about magic realism, this literary movement, and which one is the most famous novel of this movement? The most famous novel of this movement is either The House of Ulloa, The Ingenious Gentleman Don Quixote de la Mancha, 2666 by Roberto Bolaño, or 100 Years of Solitude by Márquez. The House of Ulloa, Don Quixote, which has the name of this Japanese shop.
Yeah, so magic realism it's a literary genre that has been super influential in the second half of the 20th century.
And the origins are in South America. Roberto Bolaño, what does it sound to you? It seems like the opinion is divided between Bolaño
and there's many authors that have worked with this genre, but only one that has been considered as basically the father of the...
Okay, so and Roberto Bolaño, it is from South America. It's from Uruguay, I think. Chile, sorry. But he's not the creator of this movement. It is, in fact, Gabriel García Márquez with 100 Years of Solitude, or as we call it, 100 Años de Soledad, which, by the way, is going to be taken to Netflix soon. But as Gabriel García Márquez left in his testamento, in his will, it has to be recorded in Spanish. So it will be in Spanish. And I consider it maybe the best novel in the 20th century, for me, almost in the world. Very amazing novel. Magic realism.
There we have some other very famous and relevant novels, from Roberto Bolaño's 2666, Roberto Bolaño was a writer that didn't live to enjoy how famous and popular became after his
premature death.
Pardo Bazán, she was a female writer from the 19th century, a realist writer. And then there's the most famous novel in Spanish, which is Don Quixote, which is a novel from the 17th century that for many people, well, it's the first modern novel in the Western tradition.
Cervantes is definitely our Shakespeare, though. And what you have in English literature, Shakespeare, Cervantes is our most representative writer. And this novel, Don Quixote, very famous. Okay, and let's go with the next one. It's another multiple choice, and it's about the relevance of Spanish in the USA. So Spanish is the first, second, third, or fourth most spoken studied language, more spoken and studied language in the US after English.
Some people are going for the third, which would be
the third. So French, Chinese.
Maybe French and Chinese before. Could be. Well, there's a lot of Italo-Americans as well, no? So maybe Italian is also very spoken in the US.
In New York?
Yeah. Portuguese, maybe, because Brazil is a big influential country. Right?
There is also a big Vietnam community.
Koreans.
Okay, well, the right answer is shown in the next map with the most spoken languages after English by each state.
So yeah, Spanish is the first most spoken and most studied language in the US after English. All over the country, with the few exceptions of.
Well, in fact, this map is a little bit old, and I know for certain now that they have taken over. Also, Spanish is the most spoken in, and this one is Louisiana. In the south, it's not French anymore; it's Spanish too. I would say maybe all of the states, maybe a couple of them, especially Tagalog in Hawaii, I think, and Yupik in
Alaska. And German over up there in the in the middle north. No.
Spanish has now 57 million of speakers. I mean, there is 57 million speakers in the USA, plus millions of second language students. It's the most studied language too. Okay, very interesting. Let's go with the next one. A little bit about sports.
Tennis player that has won the most Grand Slam titles, as well as 35 ATP Tour Masters, 1,000 titles, 21 ATP Tour 500 titles, and 2 Olympic gold medals.
And is the generic winner of Roland Garros.
Yeah.
Every single year, Roland Garros is played, but then this guy wins it every year.
Yes. They are bored of him. They're like, please don't come again.
We have Rafael Nadal, Lionel Messi, Carolina Marin, Garbiñe Muguruza.
Lionel or Leo.
Also Italian name, right? Bueno, the answer is
Rafael Nadal, exactly.
So, Rafa. Our dear Rafa. Lionel Messi, the most paid, maybe the best football player in the world, with the highest salary and winner of 6 Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, 6 golden balls. I'm sorry.
Carolina Marin is a world champion of badminton.
And then Garbiñe Muguruza is also a very relevant, very
current tennis
player.
But Rafa Nadal is our beloved tennis player, eternal champion of Roland Garros. Bueno, let's go a little bit with food again, and we're going to be ending soon. Which one of these is not a Spanish dish? Paella, tacos, arepas, or tuna eyeballs? So I want you to drag your finger down.
You have an icon with a hand like this. Well, move it to whatever it is.
To whichever photo or a sentence, up to you. You can put it up in the photo or up in the sentence.
Yes,
let's take a moment for you guys. What do you think? The first one is McDonald's.
It looks like a hamburger, but actually it's.
The second is fried rice from Sichuan.
It could be like typhoon shelter shrimps. I don't know.
Okay. Well, as one of you have pointed very well here, the only dish here that is not Hispanic is,
or at least to our knowledge, I don't know, maybe
tuna eyeballs.
Exactly. We I think it's eaten in Japan.
Is it?
Yes, but
it's not what I want for breakfast today.
No. Yeah. Anyway, but exactly, the others are all staples of
Spanish famous dishes. Paella from Spain. Spain is also famous for tapas, which you see in the middle. There are normally small portions that can be full. In the top, you have some examples of Mexican food like tacos, guacamole. As you know, avocado comes from there.
Yes.
And arepas are from Venezuela, North and South America.
Yes.
And in the photo in the bottom,
they are similar to the Chinese bao, like this bread that basically it's a sandwich with a very soft bun.
I think that the bread is made of corn, though.
Yeah.
No, or something like that.
Yes. And they put like avocado and meat, and it's really delicious.
And the photo below, it's Argentinian food, which is very famous also for the asados. I think you have some restaurants here, right?
Yeah. There's
asado.
There's a few Argentinian restaurants where you can have the delicious barbecued steaks.
With the best beef in the world.
Also quite pricey, but it's worth it in my opinion.
Let's go. A little bit of pop culture. Who are these pop stars? I want you to connect the names, draw lines to the photos. Who is this? These 4 beautiful women. And
talented.
Talented and representative of the super famous world. Super famous pop stars of the world. Shakira, Rosalía, J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, y Ariana Grande. I want you to draw some lines there. Ooh, everybody's participating here all of a sudden. Maybe I can show some of your drawings, for example, here.
I think they're doing it very well.
I like this one a little bit more.
Yes.
Yes, that's the right answer.
So
we're gonna see them now together.
Congratulations.
This is Ariana Grande, top left, Shakira, Jennifer Lopez below, and Rosalía. The famous Spanish flamenco pop trap creator. Bueno, great job. Now, the next question is also multiple choice, which is which of these is the most followed solo female artist on
Spotify
and YouTube? Which of these is the most currently in the world, right?
Yeah. That's what it says in her Wikipedia page.
Currently, the most popular solo artist, in Spotify and YouTube. Seems like people is like Shakira.
Yeah, Shakira is big in Hong Kong.
Shakira from Colombia.
Yes. So,
but the right answer is not Colombian. It's an American.
Jennifer Lopez.
It's
is it Jennifer Lopez?
Is it
J-Lo? She's my favorite.
I like Rosalía, but neither of them, because the right answer currently is Ariana Grande.
Ah, vale, Ariana.
Who participated in this training.
She's probably the youngest of them all as well.
I think she's part of this song called Señorita that they're playing everywhere in the world right now. Ariana Grande. Bueno, chicos, well,
muchas gracias. Thank you all. I hope you enjoyed this quiz. Well, I hope this encourages you to learn Spanish and maybe to join us to learn Spanish in Hong Kong U. I think that's it. We strongly recommend it. Obviously.
We gave you here very good reasons to pursue a career with Spanish. There is importance of this language in every aspect of our lives, and it's present in all the continents. And well,
yeah, I hope this also encourages you to choose Spanish. ¿Vale? Hasta pronto.
If there is any question,
exactly.
You can ask us now. If not, thank you for being here. Hope to see you in our classes one day.
Okay, hasta pronto.
See you.
Adiós. Bye-bye.